Howdy, howdy. Rugby Coach Joe again. We've covered scrum half and fly half separately, but I think it's worthwhile going into a dive on them together, the halfback combination. Ultimately, the ball is in the halfback's hands more than anyone else. It's really important they work as a unit. But really, the key to these positions, scrum half, fly half, the halfback pairing, it's about having great hair. Great hair. Fly halves, they catch a lot of stuff about having perfectly coiffed hair and never getting their jersey dirty. Scrum halves, they're chippy, they're angry little men. But now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the actual roles. Very similar, we've covered this already in two videos, the scrum half specific and the fly half one, but let's talk about how they work together. They connect, all right? Connect the forwards with the backs. The 9, he marshals the forwards. He's that little chirpy guy. He's at the back of the scrum. He's feeding the scrum. He's hitting all the forward pods. He's hitting the first receiver, connecting to the backs, as of whom the first one, the first real back, is that fly half, all right? They are the connection point. They are the locus of control in the middle of that rugby team. I cannot stress that enough. They connect, they communicate, and they facilitate. If the 9 and the 10 aren't talking, there's probably a problem. You could get away with one of these being a little quiet. You can't get away with either of them being completely quiet. They both need to open their mouth. They both need to be talking. They both need to be marshaling the other players around the field and making calls as they're reading the game, ideally a phase or two ahead of time, okay? So they connect through the middle of the field, between the backs and the forwards. They communicate, they facilitate. Facilitation usually means they're passing the ball a lot. That can be mostly an attack, putting other players into space, letting other players know, deciding who's going to get the ball, but they facilitate, all right? Control speed and tempo. Covered it before, covering it again. The speed and the tempo of the team is determined by the scrum half and fly half. They have to be controlling the speed and the tempo. Oh, and then they got to check their hair because that's what they do. And then read space. In particular, on attack, we always think of space as an attacking thing, but in a lot of cases, defensively, attacking space is important as well. All right, we want to minimize it. We want to take it away. The 9 and the 10, the halfback combination, they are in a position to be reading that space and leading the charge, taking that space away, or filling that extra gap, especially in the case of the scrum half. All right, connect, communicate, facilitate, control speed and tempo, particularly in attack, and then read space. Don't forget about the reading space on defense. All right, defensive reading of space is super critical. That comes back to that connecting, communicating, facilitating, and then moving those players, maybe not even themselves, into that empty space that needs to be filled, and then taking that space away from the attacking side on defense. To the skills, pass, 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 pass. They pass constantly. Scrum half, fly half, halfback combination, in that control of speed and tempo, they're always passing the ball. If the scrum half and the fly half are running most of the time, they're probably not doing their job. Most of the time, the ball needs to flow through their hands. That means they're passing the ball a lot and they're looking to kick some. Again, at lower levels of the game, you might be able to get away with one of them not being as strong of a kicker, but if you want to be a halfback, you need to work on that foot. You need to have a dynamite pass. You need to be able to read, communicate, see the field, put players in space, connect, facilitate. You need to be able to develop a kick. So if you're a young high school player and it's not there yet, that's okay. Work on your field vision, your passing, but start developing that kick. It's vitally important. It's much easier to gain territory with our toe than with our feet most of the time. Learn how to use that kick to be effective and move around the field well. And then leading, they lead all over the field, but really, again, kind of with the reading space, I want to bring it back to the defensive side of the game. All right, we think of this as the 9 and the 10 leading in attack. They lead in defense as well. That 9's usually right behind the ruck, scraping behind the defensive line. They are moving pieces around at that ruck. They need to be a general on defense. The fly half, whether they're in the line or whether they're back deep, they need to be leading in defense. I cannot stress that enough. Attack, defense, everything. Halfbacks need to lead. Halfbacks lead. If halfbacks lead, the rest of the team can be effective. All right? I hope you've enjoyed that. I know I covered it with the scrum half and the fly half video individually, and some of this, a lot of it, is repeat from that. But think of how they work together. If the scrum half and the fly half can't work together, we've got a problem. If the scrum half's good, but then we can't really utilize our back line because the fly half's not doing their job, we're limited. Flip side, great fly half, but the ball's slow and floaty from the 9, and he's not controlling his forwards, and he's not facilitating good physicality, good organized play in his forwards. We're limited on that side of the ball. Halfbacks work together. When halfbacks work together, it's beautiful. Ultimately, halfbacks, think of it as a pair dancing. All right? You ever seen a pair dancing and they dance so well together? They're perfectly in tune. That's a good halfback. Flip side, you can have good dancers, but if they're not in sync, that's a problem. The dance is going to be ugly. Somebody's going to step on somebody's feet. You're not going to be the best dancers. The halfbacks, they're dancing together, and they're dancing with their position groups that they facilitate. If you're a scrum half, if you're a fly half, think about this. This is important. You are a leader on the team. Go out there, lead, work on your skills, be the best halfback you can be. Thanks, y'all. Like, subscribe, and stuff.